Welcome to the podcast by Mata. I'm your host, Joe Mata. And today we have a very, very special guest. You probably know her from the TV show Pawn Stars. Please welcome to the show, Miss Olivia Black. How are we doing?
I am very well. How are you guys?
All right, we're doing good. We're doing good. Kay, can you tell the listeners how you came about getting into modeling and eventually the cam stuff?
I've been modeling for my entire adult life. I started at pretty much like 18, 19 years old. I also started dancing in strip clubs around the same time.
Okay.
So I feel like the two just went hand in hand for me. I was really comfortable with just being naked in general. I think that a lot of people need to be more comfortable with nudity.
Mm-hmm.
It was never something sexual to me. So it was always fun and easy and expressive and creative. I just see it as another form of art for myself.
Okay.
And then that parlayed into the camming because I wanted this easier way to be able to access my fans in a real time and get to hang out with them and see their personalities and they see mine. So it's been an exciting and fun transition.
All right, great to hear. Now, you have a special guest with you. Can you introduce her?
Yes, I am here with my wife. She is the Bare Naked Chef, Maria Plaza.
All right.
Hey guys, how's everybody doing tonight?
Hello. Okay. Now, can you tell me? I personally came across you for the first time when I was watching the show Pawn Stars. Can you tell us how you came about scoring that gig on the show?
Well, I was actually taking a hiatus from dancing at the time, and I was a personal assistant for a local independent host in Vegas. And unfortunately, as much as I loved the job, it was not what I needed financially.
Mm-hmm.
So I just started applying on Craigslist for a bunch of hopefully just part-time positions because, like I said, I loved my job. And I came across one for a pawn shop, and I was like, all right, I can do this. I've always been good at sales, and I love learning new things. And I applied, but I had no idea that I was actually applying to that particular pawn shop. I just thought it was just some night shift pawn gig. And because I worked during the day, it being night shift was perfect for me. And then when they called, and they were really sketchy about the location and like everything that was going on, I kind of got nervous as to what I had actually applied to.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know what I was going to walk in on, and I figured it was some like horrific scam or something. Then when I actually got the address the day before the interview, a friend had actually told me about a month or so prior to about the reality show because I actually hadn't known about it. And he was like, yeah, it's just this pawn shop in this location in Vegas, and that's it. That was the extent of the conversation. So when I got the address, I was like, wow, this is kind of that area that he was talking about. I was like, but there's no way. That's ridiculous. And then I pull up in a parking lot, and there's a giant sign that says, as seen on TV. I'm like, you've got to be shitting me. This is not real life.
Okay. All right. Now, is it weird that to you, is it weird that millions of people have seen you naked, or does that bother you at all? Or
well, Maria has actually hashtagged me as the prude nude because, like I said, I am naked and I do all this as this creative, expressive outlet for myself.
All right.
So I don't see it as sexual, but I know that other people do. But I've become a lot more comfortable with the fact that people see me as sexual here recently, actually thanks to Maria. So she's been a really good thing in everyone's life.
All right, great to hear. Now, can you tell us how you guys met?
I was actually in Miami dancing a little over a year ago, and it was her birthday, and she'd come in, and her friends bought her a lap dance, and she wanted one only from me. And after that, we ended up standing at the bar talking for hours, and I pretty much just kidnapped her for the 6 weeks that I was in Miami working. I hung out with her every single day and then decided to ask her to move back to Vegas with me.
All right. Congratulations. That's great to hear.
Thank you.
Now, do you have a favorite book or movie that you like to watch together?
Not movie, but we do watch a lot of Friends. I'll let you talk about that one.
Okay.
It's been a lifelong obsession with the show. I can pretty much recite every script from the show, and I'll laugh before anything happens because I know what's coming.
Okay. All right. Great. Now, what type of jobs did you have like before modeling?
Goodness. The last real job I had, I was 18. I worked at a tanning salon slash video rental store.
Okay.
The people that owned it owned both businesses, so some of their locations had both of them in there. And I was doing that job, and I was working my butt off, and I absolutely hated it. So I started dancing, actually. And when I started dancing, I met a lot of people that were local because I was living in upstate Florida at the time.
Okay.
And I was actually married to somebody in the military. And then we divorced, and I continued dancing and meeting people. And through that, I found out about this like modeling competition that one of the local bars was having. So it was like a 6-week competition or something, and I ended up winning. And when you won, you were the promo model for this local sex toy shop, and you got your first photo shoot. You got laser hair removal, which was very random, and then like a magazine spread or something, I think it was. And at that time, I was already obsessed with the idea of being in Playboy, which that has now changed. I really, really want to be in Penthouse.
Okay.
And so at the time, I was obsessed with Playboy. So I was like, all right, this is like one step closer to Playboy. And I had actually even gone to an audition for Playboy in Orlando, but unfortunately, I didn't get it. And I was then at work again at the strip club, and I told some customer that I was really trying to be in Playboy. He told me about Suicide Girls, so then that became my new mission. And that's actually why I moved to Vegas, was to pursue this modeling career.
All right. All right. Now you've traveled a lot around the world and stuff, or across the United States. Can you tell us what you feel the sexiest city in the world is?
The sexiest?
Yes.
I would have to say Vegas. Definitely Vegas.
Okay.
Because that's everything that we're about. Is the adult playground. I don't think children should vacation here at all, ever. I think this is that opportunity that adults have to completely escape what is their real life, what are their responsibilities, what's stressing them out and weighing them down, their moment to have that idea of their life that they want so bad, even if it is just for a few hours.
Okay. Now, if I was to ask your wife the same question, what would she say?
Honestly, I have no idea.
Oh, okay. Okay. Oh, go ahead.
I would have to definitely agree with Olivia. I've lived all up and down the East Coast and, a few countries in Europe and South America. And, I mean, Vegas is really, like she said, the adult playground. I mean, that's what we're all about. We're about partying and sex and, everything that you want to do to just escape real life, at least for a weekend,
Right, right. It's why they call it Sin City for sure. Now, Olivia, do you get recognized in public? And if so, do you have any crazy stories coming across fans and stuff?
I get recognized, I think, more than I realize. One of my friends in the past used to point it out every time people would look at me. But when people actually do approach me because they recognize me, they don't know where it's from. So, and I don't want to be an asshole and be like, oh, it's Monsters, because it maybe it isn't. Maybe they just saw me passing in the street. Maybe I gave them a lap dance last week. Who knows? So they come up to me and they're like, I know you from somewhere. Did you bartend at this random bar in this tiny city that you've never been to in the middle of the country? And I'm like, no, I've never been there. And they're like, are you sure? I'm like, I'm absolutely positive. And it'll go on for a little bit. And then finally I'm like, well, do you watch Pawn Stars? And they're like, yes. And then it clicks and I can see it in their face. But honestly, most people don't approach me. And I think it's just because they can't remember where it's from that they know me.
Okay. All right. Now, I saw online that you guys sold your first adult scene.
Yeah.
All right. Can you tell listeners a little more about that, or
Well,
where they can find it?
yeah, her and I have been discussing kind of pursuing this. I've always thought about it once I started modeling and becoming more of a nude model versus just a fashion model. Um, I've always loved the industry, but like I said, there was just parts of it that I wasn't comfortable with. But here, I'm starting to get a lot more comfortable with things. I mean, I'm 31 years old now, so it's not something that if I make this decision, it's because I'm being pressured into it. I'm not young and naive. Like, I'm honestly making this decision to pursue this. So we've talked about it for a few months, and actually longer than that, and just try to figure out if we had a place for us in this. And we decided we did. We decided to go for it.
Mm-hmm.
And I love that on ManyVids you can pick your price. So I have it up there for $349, and thankfully people have purchased it, and I'm super excited about that.
All right.
I'm thankful that people are enjoying what we have to offer. Our intention with this is to only make content together, only make it at home ourselves. No one else is going to film it. No one else is going to be a part of it, because we want it to be real and we want it to be interesting and passionate and good to watch. So I think people are seeing that.
Right. All right. Well, that's great to hear. And then you guys doing it, it's more personable as well. Since it's just you guys filming it.
Exactly. And we're in our home. It's our equipment. It's all of us.
Right. Right. Now, is it just going to be just you two together, or are you going to experiment with bringing other people in, or?
No, the most that we would do with that is we really, really like dominating people. So if we had slaves that came along, that would be one thing, but there wouldn't be actual insertion scenes with them.
Right.
That's
Right.
just not something that we're going to pursue at all.
Okay. All right. Now, where can your fans find you online if they would like to contact you?
Everything is mostly under Miss Olivia Black, MISS. So if you Google that, it's the easiest way. But there's a lot of Instagrams. Mine is Miss Olivia Black. The Black does not have the A in it. My Twitter is Miss Olivia Black, all spelled correctly. On Chatterbait, we are Miss Olivia Black, Bare Naked Chef. On my free cams, I'm Miss Black 2868. But pretty much everything is Miss Olivia Black, MISS. And she can be found.
Just any social media, Bare Naked Chef.
Okay.
Yeah, everything Bare Naked Chef.
Okay. All right.
We like to keep it simple.
All right. Yeah, it does. You keep it simple. It's easier to find you. The fans don't get as flustered, so it makes it easier to find
And
you
then
guys.
I can remember my own login. That's the worst part. We're on all the social media. I can never remember my login.
Yeah, I know. I have mine written down on a notepad because I always forget.
This is what we started doing, thankfully.
Now, does play in your personal life ever feel like work?
Honestly, no. I know that working freelance and working from home, it is a lot more work than people expect, but I'm working with my best friend, and I've always wanted to find this partner in the industry. At that time, I was only looking for a partner to model with,
Mm-hmm.
but I never expected it to be the person that I was actually in a relationship with. So she actually has dedicated all of her time to this idea and to this career. So we get up in the morning, we take care of our responsibilities with the animals, we sit in the office and work on the computer. Today we're actually going to be filming some new scenes, and we have a lot of fun. And I think that's why everything that we're making is seen that way, and it's seen as silly and carefree and lighthearted because we are actually thoroughly enjoying ourselves.
All right, that's good to hear. Now, once again, where can they find your first scene if the fans want to purchase it?
It is on manyvids.com, Miss Olivia Black.
Okay, all right. Well, there you go. Now, I have a one question that I usually ask the guests. You love your fans because
I love them because they are motivating, interesting, passionate, exciting, diverse. Um, I love people. I love helping people, meeting new people. This is why I travel. This is why I've always been a dancer. In Vegas, it was amazing because you have people from all over the world coming in.
right.
And now I have that ability from my home. I have even more fans from all of these new adventures that we're pursuing. And there are so many wonderful people with great stories that have really, really supported us, especially through everything that we're going through. And I'm not talking financially. I mean, just the amount of messages and heartfelt comments and everything that we've gotten, it really helps you get through the hard times.
All right. All right. That's good to hear. Um, Now, can you let me know like what is a typical day for you two together?
Um, so we wake up about anywhere between 6 and 8. Right now, we wake up at 8 because the kitten needs her medicine.
Mm-hmm.
The house pretty much starts yelling at us instantly because they know it's breakfast time, and there's 6 of them, so it's quite rowdy.
Oh wow.
But
Okay.
as soon as, yeah, as soon as they get fed, everyone's pretty quiet. Maria usually makes us breakfast, so I head into the office. We start working on all of our online stuff, so editing any videos we have, uploading them to the sites they're on, checking new messages, checking our email, responding to everything as well as we can. Obviously, there's lots and lots of messages on social media from people, so we don't always get to them as much as we would like.
Mm-hmm.
Then try to eat some lunch somewhere in there because I tend to get stuck in what I'm doing. So I'm like, okay, right after this, I'm just going to stop and take a break. And then 3 hours later, I'm like, okay, after this. And then I realize, oh my God, it's time to cam. Or at that point, I'm absolutely exhausted. And then we decide not to cam, and I just lay in bed, probably watching Friends before.
Okay. All right. All right. Well, there you have it, folks. Miss Olivia Black, I'd like to thank you again for being on the show. And of course, I'd like to thank your wife as well for being on.
And thank you for having us. It's been a great time.
All right. Great. And here in the near future, if you got any projects and stuff, you'd like to talk about, we'd love to have you back on the show.
Thank you, and have a great day.
Okay. Thank you. You too.
Have a great day, everybody.
All right. All right. We'll talk to you soon. And